Good morning, good morning, good morning. Like my do. Like my do. Anyway. Hop in here. If you're on here with me live, I really cannot see you. Got this covering my eye. If you didn't see, I know the admins know and the girls that are participating know. I cut my cornea last night or yesterday while we were working on the garden, and I was taking things down to the basement to move the greenhouse out, because you see it's gone now. So as I was moving it out, going up and down the basement, carrying everything down, I got sweaty and I went like this to wipe my eye, and something obviously was either on my shirt or in my eye that had fallen. I didn't know, and I have a 2mm cut right across the lower right side of my eye, and across a part of it's on my pupil. So it's affected my vision. So anyway, went to the doctor, spent 5 hours yesterday. So things I wanted to get done to show you. I didn't get a lot of them done. I've got a couple of videos yet to put up. And this is so cool. But my husband was so much help. When I went to go to the hospital, he finished putting this together for me. So you can see that we put the tower back together. And yes, we had to get the directions out because we've only done this twice. And it's like, where are we? We were in the wrong holes, and I couldn't see. That's when I noticed there was a problem. I kept seeing I can't see, and I'm thinking my glasses are messed up from being sweaty. Took my glasses off. Nope, I couldn't see. So anyway, he put all this together for me last night. Reattached the lights, and I went ahead. We filled the water up yesterday, and I've had it running all night. And then I checked the pH this morning. Now, when you're filling this with water, so we have a filter outside hooked on our hose that gets rid of the chlorine, the chemicals, and all the stuff out of the water. So I'm using that water. It's filtered. You always want to use filtered water, or you buy the sprinkling water from, not sprinkling water, but the spring water from the stores, the big bottles, because this is 20 gallons. So we bought the little aqua filter and put that on the garden, the faucet outside, and run it in with the garden hose. So once I filled that up and let that run, I put in my minerals. These are the big bottles that come. I ordered them separately. Generally, there's a little bottle, a little bit bigger than this. But these are the minerals that we use for the tower. So they are both. This here is a 200. So these are the nutrient levels. Let me read what it says here. This is a mineral blend. It's in conjunction with mineral blend B, right here. And what it does, it helps, it's designed for continuous liquid feeding. So it's basically your liquid fertilizer that runs every hour. So it's going to provide a blend of plant nutrients that stimulate the growth of the roots, the leaves, the flowers, the vegetables, and the fruits. This one here is 2% nitrogen, 1% calcium, and a little bit of iron in it. So there you get your 2 for your nitrogen. And this one here, the B formula, this has, it's a hard time to read here, your phosphates, potash, magnesium, sulfur, boron, I can't say it, copper, manganese, which is a water-soluble manganese, molybdenum, and zinc. So this is all derived from potassium nitrate, potassium sulfate, manganese, sulfate boric acid, copper sulfate. So these are all natural minerals that are in our ground every day. So all we are doing is adding minerals to our water to provide the nutrients that our plants need. So with my 20-gallon tank, it gets two of these, of each one of these mineral blends, which is 400 milliliters. And there's little markers on here. This here comes with the system as well. And then what I've done, I've let that run overnight. And before I check usually I let it run for a couple of hours, get it all mixed up before I check the pH balance. Usually our pH is pretty right on to where we want it to be. You want your pH balance of your mineral and nutrient blend to be anywhere between 5.5 to 6.5. So you want to be on this chart here. So I'm going to go through and check that with you. I checked it this morning. It was way up here. So I've added a teaspoon a couple hours ago when I got up, and we're going to test that again. This testing kit also comes with the system, and it's really easy to use. So I'm just going to get me some water out of the tank here. I only need a little bit. And you're going to just use 5 milliliters, which is approximately 1 teaspoon. And that's also on here. So even if you lose your little, whoops, somebody's calling me. Hold on. Sorry about that. So it's already, marker's already on there for you. So if you lose this little thing, it's 5 milliliters. It's really easy to use it. Any container, you don't have to use that. And then, of course, I have the pH water testing drops. Just put 5 drops in. So remember 5, 5, and 5. Now I think I got my pH too high. Sorry for that. Okay, now we're too high. Oh, maybe not. Just shake it up a little bit. See, it's a nice little pretty green. You want to match that to your chart. So we're going to be probably right at about 6.5 here. What do you think? 6.5, or are we closer to 7? I'm thinking we're more on the 7-ish. So it's still maybe a little bit high on the pH. So I'm going to add, I mean, 7's not bad for the plants. So it's not, yeah, I'm looking here. It's kind of in between a 6.5 and a 7. It's kind of hard to see with one eye. So I may just let that ride and then check it a little bit later and see if I need to add. So if the pH is too high, we have one that helps lower. This is a pH acid that helps lower your pH. And if you need to increase it, this is your base to increase it. And it's just literally 1 teaspoon to add that in. You let it run a couple of hours and then you test it again. And usually, mine usually comes out right at 6.5 to 7. This time it's a little bit different. So I may just leave it and ride with it. So you do want to have the right nutrients. You don't want your base to be too acidic because your plants can't thrive that way. So that is how we got it all set up last night. Let's see, just dump this back in the water here. I'm going to give you a close-up view of what's going on. So needless to say, with everything that went on yesterday, I did not get a chance to deal with these. So none of that got done because I was at the hospital. So I'm going to try to see if I can wet them down and see how we go. Or just go ahead and plant them outdoors like I wanted to do. So here's a close-up of the tower when it's all done. See how nice and pristine and clean it is. All of the water is inside here. It's super simple. You just fill it up. The pump here runs. I have it set, since I'm indoors, I have it on I. There's another setting that's for outdoors because your outdoors is going to water differently than indoors. But here's the timer. I can get on here. Oops. There we go. I need to readjust the settings on here because somehow moving it around, it got messed up because it was running at 10 o'clock last night and we don't want that. So I gotta play with that. I gotta reset the clock because you want your plants to have at least, from 12 to 16 hours is good for grow lights for indoor plants. If you don't have a window, like I do have this window here, so I've been letting mine run about 12 hours. But as the days start getting shorter, you're gonna have to rely on the grow lights a little more indoors. Because you really, for plants to thrive and grow, you need at least 10 hours of sunlight. That's why it's really the sunlight that stops our plants from growing outdoors during the winter more so than it is the temperature, except, of course, unless you're in the sub-zero temperatures. Because your plants need at least 10 hours to stay alive. They need that phytonutrients. So that is all I'm going to do for today. Come back tomorrow. Hopefully I can see a little bit better. We're going to go get a patch so I can put over this so I can block the light coming into my eyes. So we will talk again tomorrow. Drop hash play replay if you watch this. Let me know if you were on. And any questions or comments that you have about the tower garden or gardening in general, just let me know. Talk to you tomorrow.